guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a very exciting video today. We are doing a full face of e.l.f. Cosmetics. This video, I am so excited, is in collaboration with e.l.f. Cosmetics. They are doing a little campaign right now celebrating what I think is one of their best product releases, which is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. You guys know how much I love this stuff. So we're going to use this today along with some new products that they have sent me and some of my old favorites from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I am a big fan of e.l.f. and have been from day one. I kind of owe my love of makeup to e.l.f. Cosmetics because they're $1 products back in the very early days, like 2007. Those $1 products in the clear and white packaging, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Those are kind of what got this all started and started my obsession with makeup. So I'm very excited to work with them today. We do have some new makeup here that I haven't yet tried out, some stuff that's been on my wish list, some stuff that I honestly didn't even know that they had released, and some stuff that I just haven't gotten around to trying out yet. So this should be a lot of fun. I hope that you guys are excited about it. Before we get into the video, I want to give a special welcome to those of you that are new to my channel. I am so happy to have you here. I hope that you'll consider subscribing before you leave and make sure your notification bell is turned on if you'd like to be notified each time I upload a new video. With all that said, we have a full face of makeup to put on, so let's get to it. Alright guys, we're going to jump right in and get started with a little bit of primer. I have with me the Poreless Putty Primer. This is the original version. I know they have a couple different versions of this now. It's been a while since I pulled this one out. In fact, I think the last time I was consistently using this was kind of when I was more of a moderate primer fan. I feel like I'm coming around to primer. I'm really learning to love starting out with a primer more and more. So I'm interested to see if my thoughts on this have changed. Maybe I'll leave it out on my desk and kind of give it another try. Jumping over to the star of the show today, the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. You guys probably know, if you've been watching me for a while, that I have been a longtime fan of this. I fell in love with this pretty quickly after it was released. Mine is in the shade 240W, which seems to be a pretty good shade match for me. So today I'm going to apply it with a sponge. Normally I like to apply this with my fingers, but I do have white sleeves on today, and I feel like that might be a little bit dangerous. So a sponge it is. I do think you can apply this with really anything. It even applies well with a brush. I haven't been on a brush kick for foundation for a while though. So I do really love this foundation. It works really, really well for me. It is meant for all skin types. It is full coverage. Let me just talk you guys through a couple of its claims and I'll give my thoughts on those as we go along. It's full coverage. It has a natural finish. Both of those I would agree with. It is SPF 30. It comes in 20 shades. It also says that it is meant for all skin types, which I think would probably be true because it has a good like middle of the ground finish. It's not too dewy, but it's still nice and hydrating if you do have dry skin, which I definitely do. And it also has some good skincare ingredients in it, as most CC creams do. I think there's hyaluronic acid in it, niacinamide, peptides, which I'm told are good for the skin, although I have no idea what a peptide is or why it is good for your skin, but hey, the experts say. And it doesn't have a scent to it whatsoever, so if you tried the Misha BB cream and maybe the scent of the Misha BB cream turned you away, this might be a good alternative to that one. Alright, there we have the finished foundation. That was about 1.5 pumps a product. I usually use one solid pump if I'm using my fingers, but anytime I'm using a sponge, I use just a little bit more. Let's jump over to concealer. Today I'm going to take the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer, which I love. I've been talking a lot about it lately. I am sure you guys are tired of me using it and mentioning it, but it is in my Shop My Stash this month, and I think it even made it into my favorites video last month. And I kind of have you guys to thank for that because you reminded me of how great this concealer was when I did my poll on Instagram asking you guys what your holy grail makeup products were. This was mentioned several times in that poll. By the way, I'm using two shades. This is the shade Medium Sand, which is quite a bit too dark for me, and then Fair Warm, which is a little bit too light. So I kind of end up just combining these two shades together. Kind of have a lot to cover today. I spent a little too long in front of the mirror after I washed my face the other night, which I don't do very often anymore, but once in a while I just start messing with stuff and never goes well. And I am going to use this as my eye primer today as well. So how's the weather where you guys are? We got snow last night. Not actually here, like in the benches of the mountains, kind of just outside my neighborhood. But that's a big deal. It's early October still, so snow is pretty rare this early in the year. Excited about it. I actually love snow, but it makes me a little nervous. I don't know. Although I think this happened last year. I think we had like a 6 to 8 inch snowstorm in October. I believe it was either the end of October or the beginning of November, and then we basically had no snow the rest of the year. By the way, if you're wondering, I do live in Utah, right by the Rocky Mountains. So snow's not out of the ordinary here, but last year was extremely dry. Okay, there is the finished complexion. I do want to add just a little bit of powder. For that, we're going to take the Halo Glow setting powder. I've had this one for a while as well. I really like it. You guys might know I'm not like wild about powders in general. In fact, if I was to really notice a powder on my face, I probably wouldn't like it. So I like something that's pretty lightweight. This is definitely that. It does a good job of just setting things down without adding much coverage or drying things out. So let's jump over to something new that I'm very excited to try. It is their Putty Bronzer. This has been on my wish list for a while. I don't know why it's taken me so long to get my hands on this one. Maybe it's because I've been trying so many cream bronzers out for the last couple of months. I just haven't had the time or gotten around to doing it yet. So I'm excited to do it today. I ended up going with the shade Tan Lines. Let me give it a little swatch on the back of my hand. Ooh, it feels really nice. This feels really nice. I really like formulas that are really nice and emollient and very thin, which this seems to be. Looks to be a pretty good shade, so let's give this a try. I'm going to start the way I typically do with my cream bronzers, like my Patrick Ta, the Fenty, the Kiko one that I love, or the Kaja one. This feels pretty similar to those. I basically just swipe it onto my cheekbones, like right in the hollow of my cheek, a little bit on the side of my nose, under my lip, and then along my temples. I'm going to kind of just tap that in with my finger initially, and then we'll go back with a brush and kind of finish blending it out. So far that's blending really nice. So I'm finding so many cream bronzers that I love. Let me know if you guys are interested in like a cream bronzer ranking, which if I did that, I'd need to really put these to the test and test out their wear time. Because I definitely know the Milk one, the Milk Makeup Bronzer, that bronzer lasts for ages. I could probably wear that and fall asleep in my makeup and it would still be on my face in the morning. I mean, that stuff just really locks down and sets down. Some of the newer ones that I've tried, I haven't noticed that they wear off, but I'm not sure they're necessarily long wearing. So let me know if that is a video you guys would be interested in seeing if I did like a ranking my top performing cream bronzers. Let's just do a little bit along the jawline, mostly because I want to test if this is going to break me out. Some cream bronzers, if anything's going to break me out, this is usually where it's going to happen. I think as much as I love the Persona bronzer so much, that one if I wear it too many days in a row, it will give me some minor breakouts on my cheekbones or jawline here. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm just going to go in with a brush. There's nothing on this brush. I'm just kind of using it to blend out the edges. All right, that looks amazing. Very happy with this so far. I'm definitely going to leave that on my desk and keep playing with it. Let's move on to blush. So I have a couple of different options for blush. They did send me over these two monochromatic multi-sticks. I do have the shade Sparkling Rose already. I really like it, so I wanted to try out two more shades. I have the shade here, Luminous Berry and Bronzed Cherry. These both look really pretty. I'm really leaning towards one of these today. But they also sent over a couple of their face duos. So I have these three right here. We're definitely going to use the highlights in these. I have the shade Cantaloupe, also Watermelon, and the shade Lychee, L-Y-C-H-E-E. I have no idea how to say that. So I want to give all these a swatch for you guys really quick. So here is the Cantaloupe one. You've got kind of an orange toned blush. Sorry, I still have some staining from that bronzer on my hand. Let me wipe that off. So there's the blush. Ooh, that's really pretty. Ooh, that's really fun. And then just a good like basic champagne highlighter. Ooh, that's a nice highlighting formula. Here is the Watermelon one, which comes with a more pink toned highlighter. So there's the Watermelon blush. Ooh, nice dusty rose. And the highlight. That's a nice highlighter as well. Much more of like a pink tone champagne, but still nice and light. Would definitely work for me. And then last but not least, we have the Lychee. I have no idea how to pronounce that word, you guys. I apologize. But this one, let's give it a swatch on this hand. Ooh, that looks like a pretty blush shade. It's almost like a bronze toned berry. You guys know I love those kind of shades. Oh, wow. That highlighter is really pretty as well. A little dark, probably more of a summertime highlight for me, but really pretty, extra glossy and reflective. Those look really beautiful. I kind of want to try this powder blush, but I think we're going to go with the cream today since my cheek's already nice and dewy. So let's take the cream blush. And for this one, I just like to take a small kind of stippling brush. This is one of my favorites to use for cream blush lately. It's the Alter Ego number 4. It's just a small, it almost looks like a face powder brush, but it's just a little bit smaller. It's pretty nice and loose, which I love for cream products, especially cream cheek products. So I'm going to just run this over the top, and I'm going to take this and just kind of dab it on the back of my hand initially because I don't know how pigmented these are yet, and then I'll just slowly build it up. So these do have some sparkle in them, but the one that I have and that I've tried, I think it's called Sparkling Rose, that one I don't find the sparkle or the glitter particles in it to show up on my cheeks, but just be aware that they're in there. I have yet to try these out on my lips or my eyes. It's a really nice color. I'm going to take my sponge that I used for my foundation, and I just want to go around the edges. This has been like my thing lately. I do this almost every time I apply product to my cheek. I just feel like it scales things down just enough and blends out any edges that I might have. Okay, there we have it. Let's jump over to highlighter. So what I want to do today, I'm really intrigued by this one, even though it's a little bit too dark for me. So I'm going to combine these two together, the cantaloupe one and the name that I can't pronounce. So I'm going to take those on my Refer number 19 brush. This brush is a little bit larger, but I'm really going to work this into the brush hair so it's nice and mixed, the two different shades, and then apply it to my cheeks. Oh, that's pretty. Add a little to my brow bone, add a little bit more to the brush, and go center of my nose, tip of my nose. I'm going to go back to that blush brush and just kind of tap it over the apples. I feel like I got a little too much highlighter right there in the center, but that looks really pretty. Very nice. I will keep you guys posted on these. I definitely want to give these blushes a try, especially these two shades right here. These look so pretty to me. But right now, let's jump over to the eyeshadow. So I have a couple different options here for eyeshadow today. They sent me over the Earth and Ocean palette, which I've heard so many good things about this palette. I have yet to try it out, so I thought this would be fun to try this one out today. We'll probably mostly use the mattes from this one because they also sent me a couple of their cream shadow sticks, and I'm very curious to give these a try as well. So let me just show you guys a close-up really quickly of this palette and the shadow swatched on my arm. I imagine today I'll probably just use some of the transition shades, maybe some of the darker shades to deepen out my outer corner if I decide I want to do something a little more smoky. But look how pretty these colors are. You guys know how much I love green eyeshadows, and there's some really pretty earthy looking greens in here, which I really love. And here's a close-up view of the shadow stick. So I went with 3 different colors. The darkest color is the shade Metallic Mocha. The grayish color is Magnetic Pool, and the lightest gold is Champagne Crystal. These look really pretty when I swatch them. They all have kind of different formulas, so I'm curious to see what those look like on the eyes. Let's just jump in and we will see where we end up. So I'm going to start off in the Earth and Ocean palette. I'm going to take my Refer number 16 brush. Let's initially jump into this shade in the corner, just the light brown, and I'm just going to run this lightly through my crease to start things off. How many of you guys are really into cream shadows? I have tried so many of them, and some of them I've really liked, and some of them I really haven't liked at all. It really just depends on if they end up creasing on me. Some of them do, some of them don't. But I think for that reason, I don't reach for them super often, because I've had some cream shadows that really ended up creasing on me a lot, and yeah, when that happens, it's just kind of a no-go for me. But that was also like 3 years ago, and I think they may have come a long way since then. I'm going to take just that same shade on the Refer number 2 brush, little smudge brush. Let's run a little bit of that down below, just a little bit. I don't want to put too much down here because I do think I want to add some of that gray to the lower lash line in the cream shadow. But I have a feeling that one's going to be a little dark, so I'd like to put something a little lighter, almost like a transition shade on my lower lash line if I'm going to go with something a little darker as well. That blended great. I love that shade. Let's jump over to the cream shadows now. So initially I want to start off in this shade right here, which is Magnetic Pool. Look how pretty this is, you guys. Let me swatch it on the back of my hand live for you. It has this really pretty subtle sheen to it, but it's not super metallic, and I kind of like that. It's really interesting. It's kind of a grayish purple taupe. So I don't know the best way to apply these. I'm just going to start applying this to this kind of outer corner. I kind of feel like with these, the trick is not to apply too much, and I'm actually going to blend it out with my finger. Perfectly honest, I feel like with this type of a shadow, I probably just need more time working with them to figure out, are they best applied with a brush, right from the stick, or with my finger? What's the best way to blend them out? I feel like they're going to take a little bit of practice for me to figure out if I really like them or not, and not just whether they work well for me or not. Ooh, I love that shade. So pretty. I'm gonna add just a little bit slower lash line. I can see how these would be really quick, kind of one and done type of products if you're in a hurry and you like something in cream form. But if you do love the cream shadows, let me know how you guys like to apply them. Do you use your brushes or use your fingers? For some reason, I just feel like I should use my fingers. That's really pretty. I love that shade. I also have this shade right here, which is Metallic Mocha. This one's a little bit deeper. It has a little bit more sheen in it, but it's almost like a silvery, kind of a silver charcoal purple, I guess is kind of how I would describe the color. I'm going to use this almost as a liner. And then we'll kind of smudge it out a little bit in a sec, which I'm realizing these probably set. I should probably do that quickly. Oh, that's pretty. And I do have a towel here on my lap that I just wipe my fingers off in between. Add a little bit more and get it just a little more smudgy. That looks really nice. Okay, let's add the lightest shade, the champagne, on the inner part of the lid. So I'm just running that over kind of the center part of my lid, and then I'm just gonna kind of blend it out with my finger, or press it in with my finger. It's not super metallic, but it gives you a really soft kind of sheen, but it looks really pretty on my lids. Now, that is if it doesn't crease. If it doesn't crease, I have very, very high hopes for this. I was planning to stop there, but you guys, I am dying to dip into this shade right here. It is more of like a blue tone, so I hope this isn't gonna clash with the rest of my look, but I wanna apply just a tiny bit of that to my inner corner. So let's just go for it. I'm gonna take the Rougher number 3 brush, this small, very fine detail brush, and we're gonna just kind of build that up, the tip of that brush, and tap that on this inner corner. That's pretty. Okay, there is the finished eyeshadow. I think that is such a pretty look. I just realized I forgot to do my eyebrows. I usually do my eyebrows before I do my eyes, but that's okay. We can go ahead and do it now. I do have one new product to try from e.l.f. It's the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I know a lot of you guys love this one. I have yet to try it. You know I'm a big fan of the $2 brow pencil, so we're going to try this one out today. I'm initially going to start with my e.l.f. Shape and Stay wax, and then we're going to take the back end of that brush and just run it. Ooh, nice spoolie. Good job, e.l.f. This is definitely a better spoolie than the $2 pencil, which, not to knock that one, I do love it. It is $2, but there's something about a spoolie on a slim brow pencil. They're always just a little bit better. And I ended up going with the shade Taupe. That's the color I use in the $2 brow pencil. Ooh, I like this formula. It's a little bit more stiff than the $2 pencil, but I think that's good when you're working with a slim brow pencil. You want something a little bit more stiff. All right, that was super quick. Perfect color. They look great. Good find, I will say. Let's add a little bit of clear brow gel. This is just the double-ended brow gel from e.l.f. I'm just about out of mine. That is one thing. I mean, this thing's only $2, but it goes or runs out super, super quickly. Okay, brows are done. They look amazing. Let's move over to mascara. I do have a new mascara from e.l.f. to try, which I'm really intrigued by because their Lash It Loud mascara that I tried out last month was fantastic. I am loving that mascara right now. So today I am trying out the Big Mood Mascara. The wand of this one looks a whole lot like the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, so I'm very curious to try this one out. Let me give my eyelashes a little curl real quickly. All right, now we're gonna try this one out. This is a very big brush. It does seem like it's going to be a little softer though than the Lash It Loud mascara. That one has the plastic bristles. They are a little bit pokey though. This one's definitely a little softer. Oh, great length so far. Okay guys, there are the finished eyes with mascara. That mascara was pretty good. I'm very, very impressed. I'm gonna have to do like a side-by-side comparison with the Lash It Loud mascara because honestly they look similar to me. I'll let you guys know how this one wears if I notice any issues with the wear time on this one. I will also let you guys know, check down in the description box down below, an update on the cream shadows, whether they end up creasing or not. I love the way they look. There is something kind of special about a cream shadow, the way that it looks on the lids. It just looks a little bit more healthy and hydrated, which if you have older eyelids that can look a little bit lined or droopy, it's kind of helpful to have something like a cream to help minimize that. And it does look really pretty. I'll let you guys know if there's any creasing that happens. As of right now, everything looks great. It feels nice and set down, but time will be the test of that one. So last but not least, I have a lip product from e.l.f. to try out today. They sent me over the e.l.f. Sheer Stick Lip Balm. This looks really pretty. It's in the shade Black Cherry. This reminds me, just in the packaging and kind of what I'm imagining this might be like, of the Clinique, which was it also called Black Cherry? They had those Clinique, do you guys remember? They're like the really long silver kind of balmy lipsticks. Ooh, that's a pretty shade. Nice fall color right there. Let's give it a try. I had one of those in high school though, the Clinique ones. And I remember I felt so cool carrying around a Clinique lip product. Super nice, really pretty color, really nice and hydrating. I didn't want to go too heavy because I have a feeling this will probably get a little bit dark on me. I do want to throw on just a little bit of lip liner. Let me just take this one right here. It's from LA Girl. I just feel like my lips need it. Does e.l.f. make a lip liner? That's something I haven't looked into. There we go. That's a little better. There's the lip color though. Look how pretty that color is. I think that's really, really pretty. Very nice and natural if you're just looking for something to give you a little bit of color. Seems like this would be perfect for that. This seems like a good purse lip product, like throw in your purse just to throw on. Almost forgot one more thing before we close this video out. I do have here with me the Glow Dewy Mist. You guys know I love a good dewy setting spray, so I wanted to give this one a try. Let's see what the sprayer's like. Ooh, that seems pretty nice. Okay, this smells like coconuts, which I love the smell of coconuts, but I hope it doesn't break me out because I think some coconut products can. It does say it has coconut and argan oil. Ooh, it's a pretty strong spray. Buyer be warned. That smell though, oh my goodness, you guys, that smells like the beach. All right, you guys, here we have the completed makeup look from top to bottom. A full face of e.l.f. Cosmetics. I guess technically not because I did use a lip liner that wasn't from e.l.f. Cheated, Mandy. Let's say an almost full face of e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is some of their best sellers, some of my old favorites. And as far as the new stuff that I tried out today, very happy with it. I think the cheeks look great. Love this eye look. The biggest kicker will be whether or not these crease on me. I will keep you guys posted. Look for that note down in the description box below. I think the lip color's beautiful. My brows look great. You guys know my thoughts on the Camo CC Cream. One of my favorite products from e.l.f. I think it is amazing. But that is everything for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Big thank you again to e.l.f. for collaborating with me on this video. It's always fun to try out new makeup from e.l.f. They are definitely one of my favorite drugstore brands. Let me know what you guys think of some of these makeup products, especially the newer things that I tried out today. How have they worked out for you? I'd love to hear. Let me know down in the comment section below. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys again for stopping by. I really hope you guys are all doing well. Let me remind you one more time, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do that before you leave, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye! But I am freezing today, and I have this is what I do when I'm cold. I wrap a blanket around my waist and tuck it in like a towel. It's like a blanket skirt. I'm in blanket skirt pretty much every day for 6 months out of the year. I think one time my sister came over and saw me in my little blanket skirt and was like, "What are you wearing?" And I just thought, don't you do this? Doesn't everybody do this? I think it's genius. Lychee? Probably not.